You are now listening to another episode of the Chanel and Alan Chit Chat Podcast with your hosts, Chanel Marshall and Alan Byrne.
Hello, you've arrived. So do you have two email addresses that are identical except for a dot?
So what happened was, I think originally when I signed up, I did the dot in between, and then somewhere along the line, the dot came out. Don't ask me how.
You lost the dot. It happens with most people's emails. There was a dot in there. One week, you come back the next week, Google's removed the dot.
But Google recognizes both. So if you email me with the dot or without the dot, I get it.
Are you serious?
You
get
I get it.
Like you get it to the same inbox. That's insane. I'm very tempted now to try and, if I email myself and put a dot in somewhere, see if it gets there or not. You know what I mean? And how many dots do you get? Do you get one extra dot? Do you get a dot, a colon, an exclamation mark? You know what I mean? You can have also alias email addresses. You've cracked some kind of secret of the matrix. You know that? We're not supposed to know this.
Well, it worked out for me, and I'm like, I don't even know when it happened.
Maybe.
No idea.
Like we always think email, when you're sending emails and, if you get one of the things wrong or you misspell the name and then it comes back, mail delivery service, rebate, it's always really annoying. So, that always led me to believe that email addresses, they have to be exactly right. But maybe it's bullshit. Maybe it's like the Irish Postal Service, where if it just says Alan Kerry, people are like, I know who he means. And it just gets here anyway. You know what I mean? You know where do you know this, Chanel? Ireland we only got them a couple of years ago, the last country in all of Europe to get postcodes. Up until 2 or 3 years ago, there was no postcodes. It was just like Mick in Killarney, and he'd be like, oh, I know him all right. The postman would just find you, because it's so fucking small here,
So why do you even have a postman? Why don't you just all go pick your mail up because everything's so close, eh?
That's it. It's all we're all just 2 or 3 feet away from each other at any one time,
Yeah.
You could just ask. It's just a string of people. Pass it along. Pass it up. Because I remember when I used to order stuff, like you'd run into problems because if you were ordering from something international, it'd be like put in your postcode, and you just have to put down 4 zeros because there's no postcode, and they just couldn't believe that a country could function without postcodes. It does seem ridiculous, you know what I mean?
Very strange. I'm just trying to figure out but then if you've got like 4 people in a town, then
and that's it. It doesn't matter, you see. But we have them now. Oh yeah, we have them now.
But then what do you do with them? Like, you must just be like, why have we got them? Because it works without them. So
they're
why add them?
They're just a fun bonus. They're a fun bonus. Right. Well, I did one thing actually. I literally, this is a funny coincidence, but the only time I've ever used one where I thought, oh, actually, it probably was useful, was because I was talking to the solar panel people because we're trying to get solar panels put in the house, and I had given him the postcode, and he put that into Google Earth, and then he could see which way the house was facing, so he could tell me which kind of array of solar panels would be. I could have just told him that, but I mean, he could Google it up in case I didn't know which way north and south were. Which I didn't really. I got a compass app on my phone. And I was like, that's what I thought. But do you ever have that, Chanel? Do you ever think if you're in a building or a place and you have a map of the country or the city or whatever it is in your head, and you think you're facing one way, but you're actually facing the other way? Do you ever experience that?
No.
Okay.
I was going to stop you before you even finish your sentence. I thought, no, let him play this out.
Let's just see how fucking stupid he is. Let's just give him let's give him a bit more rope. But you never been in a place where you're like, oh, I thought north was that way, but actually I'm totally backwards. No? You have a good sense of direction. Okay.
No, just it's never crossed my mind.
All right, well, which direction are you facing right now? Boom, boom, boom. It's crossing your mind right now. Like your finger stick in the air. Which way the wind's going? I don't know.
I don't know, and I couldn't give a fuck.
Wait a minute. So okay. Oh, well, that's different. You just not thought about it. It's not that you. Yeah, I understand. I thought you were
once
saying
went
you
round.
always knew which direction you were facing.
Oh God, no! I don't even know. Come on, I get lost when I'm using the freaking Google Maps on my phone and I'm walking.
Yeah,
how on
true.
earth would I really, Alan?
Really? I don't know. I could see you could cut either way on having a good sense of direction. I don't know. Some people are always just like, you're like, where are we going? And they're like, we're facing northeast. I'm like, how do you know? Is this like fucking Pocahontas? Like, the animals telling you? Is the wind giving you? Have you ever heard the wolf cry? Are you hearing that in your head whilst I'm like lost looking at my phone? I mean, they're just in tune with Mother Nature.
Yeah, I think it's weird.
That, man. I hate when people show off their abilities. You know what I mean? I know which way I'm going.
It's not necessary, to be fair.
I'm like, I've got a phone. I know. It's good to be able to survive without your phone and your things.
No, but I would never be somewhere where I'm like, oh, I need to figure out where north is so I can get home. No.
I will. It's true. It's very true. The general direction. Yeah.
It's never ever going to be a thing for me where I'm like, oh my God, I've got to follow the North Star. Like, what the fuck? No. Like, I'm black.
You say that now.
Alan, I'm black. And I am not going into the middle of fucking boom fuck nowhere and going, I'm relying on the stars to get me home. No. Nope. No. Okay, there's certain things I don't care how diverse this world comes and how we all act like we're all one. There's certain things that inherit in people's DNA that black people just won't do. Okay,
you just
I don't care.
We don't need compasses. This is a technology that you could keep that, white people. Enjoy.
Like I ain't trying to go in the middle of nowhere. I'm not trying to go into no forest and be like, now
we don't need compasses. We don't need bear repellent. That's all your people's stuff. You have fun with that.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna be nowhere where a fucking bear is. So I really do not need no repellent. Okay. No, I'm okay. I'm fine. I don't. No, it's not for me.
Yes, fair enough. Well, anyway, Chanel, I certainly don't know which direction I'm facing. Although I still am sort of out in the hills here, so I'm in danger. The hair, I don't need bear repellent, but I need hair repellent. I have not that kind of hair. Told you that last week, didn't I? The garden's full of hairs, all these hairs running around the place, jumping up.
What's the difference between a hare and a rabbit?
Well, okay, so I didn't know this until I literally Googled it last week.
You've been dying to tell me, and you've been dying to say this to someone.
But see, here's the difference, right? Everyone does it. I've done it as well. You learn, there's a fact, like you just learned it like yesterday. And now someone's like, what's the difference between rabbit and hare? And you're like, okay. You don't even know that. Okay, let me tell you.
Now you sound like a person with a compass.
Yeah, very good. Exactly, right? You just learned the piece of information, but then you act like those type of people, like they just learned it, but now they're acting like you're an idiot because you don't know. For ages.
Yeah, you don't know that. Like, but you learned it like 2 minutes ago. Yeah.
Anyway, so I didn't know anything the difference between rabbits and hares. Really, I sort of. The only thing I even vague... You didn't know nothing. No, yeah, right. Yeah, fair enough. So the hares are bigger. Hares are bigger than rabbits. Hares are about what, like a foot high, whatever that is. And which direction is it facing? I don't know. And they don't. This is the thing that blew my mind. I was like, they don't have burrows. They don't go underground. Hares, they're above ground. They just like sleep above ground and they kind of make like a little nest.
What, like cool. In bushes and stuff?
Yeah, I guess in bushes. Yeah, no, the fucking Holiday Inn. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's somewhere. I guess not in the middle of the road or something. Hey, we're trying to sleep here. I think.
No, because I'm thinking if they are above ground and like it's just random bushes, they're just chilling in, like making up homes and stuff, curtains and stuff. But then wouldn't they be like prone to like getting attacked by foxes?
Yeah, I suppose so. But they are a fair bit bigger than a rabbit. What they can fight? They sort of can fight now. I don't know. They fight each other. This is the thing. This is the phrase "mad as a March hare."
Though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm thinking maybe they are a bit more. I think they are a bit. I think they are a bit less vulnerable than a fox. I think the babies would be more vulnerable. I reckon the fox could chew up their babies. But it's a good question, and I do not know the answer to it. Because if I did know, and I just learned it 2 minutes ago, I'd be like, ha, 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 you don't even know that. Ha, ha, ha. I'd lording my knowledge of hairs over you. But yeah, anyway, they just come out of the forest now, man. They're fucking poking around, looking for, trying to get laid, I guess, really, because it is the season.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're not looking at me with those intentions. Sorry, maybe that was slightly confusing. I hope not.
Well,
anyway,
you are lonely out there.
That's it. Well, could be well before I'm that lonely, Chanel. Bunny hop. Yeah, that song is a great tune.
But they're not bunnies though.
I guess not. It's bunny rabbit, isn't it? Not bunny hair. Bunny hair doesn't sound.
Sounds wrong.
Sounds like you'd have a handbag made of bunny hair. Do you ever see like a rabbit foot? Do you ever know anyone who had like a rabbit foot for luck?
That's not a black people thing.
Oh, well, you've heard of it though, right? You've heard of it. Come on, man. It's not like you don't know what a fucking compass is. You're just like, I don't need it. You're au fait with the concept. I mean, right?
Oh yeah, I am. I was thinking it's so gross.
It's gonna start using that as an excuse when it's a topic you don't want to talk about.
Yep.
Hey, so what's going on with climate change? Oh, black people, we don't know about that. We don't talk about
that.
Like, fine. It's just a sneakier way of being like, I don't want to talk about your boring topic. I just got this new type of insulation in the attic, Chanel. That's racially insensitive. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. It was like, anyway, and then you'd be back to my shit, back to the stuff I want to talk about.
I don't have any topics. I was like, really, we're going down the trail route. But yeah, no, I don't. I've never actually. I don't think I've seen one in person.
I think I saw one in a charity shop one time. I think that's the only time I've not seen. See, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, if I saw a person with a rabbit foot keyring, like, what does that make me think about that person? You know what I mean? Because it's a bit. Well, they're superstitious for one. But there's something a bit nasty about it being a whole foot, you know?
Yeah, it's wrong.
I'm not a vegan or vegetarian, you know what I mean? But it's just.
Why would you?
It's a bit witchy, isn't it?
You're carrying around toes. It's weird.
Well, that would be, yeah, someone's got that, I got this rabbit foot keyring for luck. It's like, I got this Ziploc bag of toes. You think that brings you luck? Check these out. That would be horrifying. But I didn't meet. I was in a shop.
Oh, that's where you went. You've seen people?
No, nothing so ridiculous, nothing so improbable as actually meeting human beings. This was back in the before times. I was in a shop.
Back in the before times.
The ancient days, the olden goody times, right? Back before we scorched the skies. So
BC, right?
BC, exactly. Oh, yeah, very good. I didn't even think about that. I was like, duh. My brain is so fried today. But I saw. I was in a shop. I was buying ice cream. It was the summer. Must have been summer last year in London, whatever it was. And I was buying a bunch of ice lols because I was going to go meet some people. And I was going to bring a bunch of ice lols with me in a bag because I'm just a great guy. Just a great guy. But then I got lost because I didn't know what direction north was. So I was lost in the desert with just a bag full of melted ice cream. Oh no. The bear's here. No. But then it was the dude in the shop. He was, I think he must have been Indian or perhaps, a Pakistani. I'm not sure. I wasn't like, what race are you? I just speaking to him, and he had a tooth on his necklace, like a big, like sharp tooth. And I was like, what's the deal with the old tooth? And he told me it was a tiger tooth. And he was like, the way he said it as well. He was just like, oh, I know you people don't normally like to hear about this. And it was the way he said it was like he thought, he was like, oh, I might be very upset that he was like, yeah, back in my village, people kind of still you're not really supposed to kill tigers, but they kind of do, because it sort of maybe brings you magical luck, maybe, you know. But he was couching it in all these like very, I'm not saying I agree with it or not terms, in case I would be very upset. And I was like, wow, man, that's true. I was like, is it expensive? He's like, oh yeah, it's really expensive. And I was like, dude, it was like just hanging out. And I was like, obviously, what's more rare, rabbits or tigers? Probably from a conservation point of view, it's better for the environment to have a rabbit's foot, but the rabbit's foot's still creepier in some way. The tiger coos, I'm not saying kill tigers, but it did look kind of cool. I'm not saying kill tigers, but
obviously working in the pawnbrokers, you would get that, and obviously it'd be like have 22 carat around it, but like teeth, it's like it's been taken out of the animal, right? So that it's like it stopped doing whatever. This is actual, like it's flesh.
I see.
It's a foot.
Yeah.
It's just, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's a good point. If he had an entire stuffed tiger's head hanging off a chain around his neck.
Now, if he had a tiger's paw, even then you'd be like, bro, it's not okay.
No, that's too much, man. Yeah, you're right. It's something about it being like stuffed, or whatever the word is, about it still having the skin. But yeah, but then you know, yes, alligator skin boots or something like that. When it's just the skin, it's okay. It's like when it's stuffed to still look like the original body part.
Yeah, like women have those like those fox like scars, and it's still got the fox head thing going on, like, and you're like, that's pretty, not okay. Like, that's pretty, and then brutal, the tail, and you're just like,
I mean, part of me is like, if you're gonna wear fur, good for you. At least you're not trying to like hide it or be like cover it up. You're just like, its head is still hanging on. So I'm like, so for some, you know, from a kind of respect point of view, I'm like, good for you. But yeah, I don't think any of it's great. But then here's the question, you know, you can't, the whole reason it's got to be a real rabbit's foot is because that's what the magical juju is, you know, and the same with the tiger tooth. You can't just be rocking a plastic tiger tooth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a foot.
So you never got any rabbit's feet in the pawnbrokers, no? No.
Nope. I've got the tiger tooth, got human teeth.
Oh yeah, we know about your snaggle tooth.
Never a foot.
So do you believe in any of that superstition stuff, Chanel, now? Do you do any,
Nope.
Do you open up umbrellas in the inside, or what is it? There's another one.
I used to be very like, oh, you can't do that. But now I don't care.
Like what? Like give me an example.
Like the umbrella thing. And then like saying, oh, if you break a mirror, then you got 7 years of bad luck or bad sex, I don't know, whatever.
Well, man, if that's the case, then Alan is going to have some bad sex and bad luck from now until a long time from now, because I have broken a lot of mirrors.
That's the thing. And it's like, if you believe in it, then you are agreeing with it and saying, okay, well, cool, I'm co-signing it. If you don't believe in it, it's not going to happen.
The magical thinking, if you believe it. But then by the same logic, if you have some magical talisman, if you believe in it, then maybe it really works, you know? Maybe Ice Cream Man is just fucking having great luck because he's got that tiger tooth on him.
If he believes in it, then yeah.
If you have to believe it
so much that the tiger died. So
yeah, I mean, it's the classic thing. It's like fucking lucky rabbit's foot wasn't lucky for the fucking rabbit, was it? It wasn't lucky for the tiger.
It's like, how did they get to that point to be like, okay, right, the foot's lucky, but the face isn't? I mean,
yeah. Why is it the foot? That's a great. Like, why not the ear? Like, if you were to ask me what part of a rabbit would be the luckiest part, it's got to be the ear, because the ear is kind of, I don't know, that's something emblematic, or the tail,
right?
The fluffy tail.
Yeah, it's very strange. Ugh. And then like, why is it not bunny teeth? I don't even know what bunny teeth look like, but you know, why is it a tiger tooth? Why is it not a lion tooth? Why is it a tiger?
I don't know. I don't want the tiger. You know? Well, here's the thing: the tigers are powerful and dangerous, so they're powerful animals, right? So you can imagine, you know, that, you know, people like, they've got power, I get the bit from them, I get the power. But like rabbits,
so they think they are fucking superheroes. Like, what the fuck?
Well, Chanel, you know, I'm not saying this stuff makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Like, the power of the tiger.
Power of the tiger.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, but Chanel, that's it. It is. It's magical thinking. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, I'm not saying any of this is real. I'm just,
Bloody Thundercats.
Thundercats is good. Thundercats is great, man. That's
hilarious. Like, yeah, I get the power from the. All right. You never actually see. Have you ever seen it? Oh yeah, power of the bunny. Like, no, it's never been.
Well, bunnies are always fucking. So maybe.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
That's what it is. Rabbits. Maybe that makes you, more invigorated. Springtime rabbits. Because rabbits are always fucking. So maybe that's why. But then tigers aren't always fucking. But I guess tiger's more about the power and the protection thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but then why would you carry like on your keys?
On your key, like why you should what fucking tie it around your balls? Like what do you mean?
Like a random thing. Like you never see anyone with a rabbit's foot round their neck, right?
That's true. It's always a keychain. Yeah.
With the key thing, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
And when did it come about? Because I believe not everyone's always had keys because there hasn't always been doors with locks. So, where did that come from?
Just a bunch of cavemen being like, this rabbit's I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. Do I tie it to my belt? So it's like, when do keys get invented? What? That's forever away. How do we open doors now? We don't have doors? Oh, fuck. They got
sliding rocks, mate. Like,
wow, very. This is the This is the new cave I just finished building.
And everyone thought it was so great when it was like, oh look, we've got sliding doors. They've been doing it for years, mate. Slide the rock.
Fucking that was Jesus, isn't it? He rolled the rock away from the. Remember, because he's in a tomb, right? They put him in a tomb, and then bang it. He like rolled the rock away from the tomb. I just remember that from the resurrection story, thinking it was cool that he like rolled it. He didn't just like push it off. Did
he roll it or did he slide it?
I don't fucking know.
But it's sliding doors? Sliding stones?
Rolling.
They say
rolling stones. Yeah, that was it. Jesus, he just fucking he comes out of the tomb and is I can't get no satisfaction when I'm getting crucified. Mary Magdalene comes on the radio. That doesn't make sense, Jesus. Sorry. That was it. Wouldn't it? You ever watch those? Like watch a film like a parody comedy film that's set in the past, but it's making all like modern references. Like lots of the Disney films do that. You know what I mean? It's Aladdin, but then the genie turns into Jack Nicholson. And you're like, obviously it's not real, but imagine, there must be, if there's time traveling tricksters just living through time, you could just be making like all sorts of references to modern future stuff in the past. And like, everyone would be like, what's he talking about? Maybe that's
like, witch.
That's right. Maybe all those witches were just, they just had a lot of pop culture knowledge from the future.
It is possible. It's very possible.
My brain is frazzled today, man. My brain is fried today. Solar. I spent this morning, I finished the video exporting to send to you, but I spent like
it? Oh no.
No, it's exporting now, and I'll upload it. It'll be done hopefully after this.
Okay.
And then when I had that done, I was trying to learn about solar power, because we're getting the solar panels here, but I want to do another like separate solar thingy for the greenhouse. And I tried to learn this stuff before, and I understood it before. And this morning, man, I spent like 2 or 3 hours. I couldn't understand volts and watts and amps and ampage and wattage and, kilo. And I couldn't get it, man. I was like, this is what it feels like to be a dumbass. I was like, this is how stupid people must feel all day. I'm not saying I'm a genius or whatever, but I just kept like trying to just understand what was happening, and I was just like couldn't do it. My brain just
I hate when that happens.
Could not
And
take
what
the
is that?
information in.
Like, I don't know, what is that? Why does your brain just be like, not today, mate?
Not today.
Nah.
I think, in the brain's defense, sometimes it's just like, this is my day off, You go talk to the legs. You want to go do some jumping jacks? No problem. But the brain is out to lunch, Dude, I couldn't. I thought, okay, I'll put a bit more time in. If I just look at it for a bit longer, nah, man, not today. Not today. I'll come back tomorrow, and what'll be funny is tomorrow I'll come back at it a little bit. I'll probably be like, oh yeah, this is fine, but just so odd.
The strangeness of the brain.
The strangeness, non-functional.
Oh, I noticed the difference that you painted.
You did notice the difference. That's right. Gone is slightly off white to basically on white. On white. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Yeah. So it is. It's looking good, and I've kind of got a few. Everything's all color coded now. I've got like purpley stuff everywhere because I like purple, and purple typewriter and all that stuff. So it's looking hideous, Chanel. You'd hate it, and you can.
So you just wanted to match with the room today, then.
This looks more purple than it actually is. It's actually blue, but yes, it's the lighting.
Yeah, it looks kind of Barney-ish.
Yeah, Barney the dinosaur. Very nice. Barney chic. Thank you. Barney the dinosaur.
So hold on. What else are you possibly going to put in that room? Because it doesn't look scary or anything.
No, I don't want it to look scary, Chanel. It's all just it's just the color palette and the image and the stuff is inspired by the film, but I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be a haunted house. I'm just using the image of the rooms from these different films or TV shows to inspire the look of the place. So that means if you don't know the reference, you're still like, oh, this matches, this is fine. But if you do get the reference, you're like, oh, that's what I'm going for. Because I don't want it, otherwise I can't, because if my dad comes here and I got animatronic werewolves popping out of the fucking, he's going to flip his lid. You know what I mean?
And buy you another duvet.
Buy me another dog day duvet. You know what? I took all that bullshit fucking duvets, all this shit that didn't match. There was so much of it. Why? Anyway, I can't. I got it all. I washed it all and I put it in the airing cupboard downstairs. It's just all packed away. And I've got new stuff that matches and, stuff that's the right size as opposed to having like 4 single sheets that don't fit any bed and only one that fits and all different colors. What's the plan? Anyway, I've gotten rid of all that stuff. I'm replacing it all and it's all going to go into the back of the airing cupboard and then it's going to go in the bin. It's a gradual process. Although I will say the pug duvet day dog, he's, that's actually a full set. So that's in reserve. I've kept that in the back room. It's not my style, but if it's laundry day, I can bust out the duvet day pug dog. Oh, my little pug. I'm having a duvet day myself. So it's starting to look good. And I was, so my greenhouse is now, as of yesterday, I had to do one little tiny job on it yesterday that was very annoying, but now finished. So now I'm actually going to start moving all my plants out there, which is good because the back room is now like a fucking jungle, man. They're getting too big. They're all over the place, and they're starting to grow.
So that thing you sent me the other day is going to go into the greenhouse. It wasn't in there. It was in the back room.
Yes, yeah. Any of the stuff that was plants, I'm gonna send. They're all in the back room at the moment. And they're getting to the point where, I had them in like trays and was like, yeah, you just grow up in this little area. Now they're starting to be like, no, we're going to go wherever we want to go, motherfucker. They're like just starting to break out. But the strawberries taste good. Haven't tried any chilies yet. I'm going to try some of them soon. When there's enough of them that I can pick a few off and make some spicy, awful, crazy. I'm hoping they're really spicy. If they're really weak, I'm going to be disappointed.
Well, then you can make those. Can you grow those? What are they called? I don't know what they're called, but they are chilies, but they're sweet. They're like little. Let me give it R. They look like teardrops, and they're red, and they're really, really good. I don't know. They give it an R anyway. I want you to grow those because they're nice.
All right. Well, maybe
when I figure out what the name is.
When you these but they said they're shaped like teardrops. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to do now is now that the chilies, now I've worked out the chilies are pretty actually tough and hard to kill. I've got a selection of different chilies, so I'm going to try and grow all different types. So maybe I'll look at teardrop chilies that start with R. How do I even Google that? R word chilies.
Or chilies that look like teardrops. That might be.
Teardrops, just be pictures of people crying, fucking eating chilies. You ever see that chili competition where they like rub chili peppers into their eyeballs? Man,
no.
Man. Yeah, which is public service announcement. Don't do that. It's a very bad idea. Do you like spicy food, Janelle?
I like spice where it's like you can still enjoy the food. I don't like when the spice takes over. So literally, it's just like your nose is running, your eyes are watering, and you can't taste the food anymore. I don't like that because then when it comes out the other end, it's a whole nother story.
Oh yeah. So. Oh yes. Then you're. That's the return. The second, the two. It's very rare. It's a funny thing. Chili, spicy food. It's the only really time when you're eating it that you're thinking about, this. I'm gonna have to deal with the repercussions of this. You know what I mean? You don't think about shitting when you eat any other taste. You know what I mean? You don't have an ice cream and be like, oh man, I'm gonna have to shit that later. Whereas when it comes to chili stuff, anything spicy, it's a funny thing to be eating and at the same time thinking, oh, someone's gonna have to pay the piper.
That. And what are they called? Should they have a name? Okay, you don't tell me what the name of them, so that's gonna help me.
I've seen there's something here called Tennessee teardrops, which is better than its technical name, which is Chili Semana. Yeah, I think I might call them Tennessee teardrops to market them. There's a few here that do look like they're teardrops.
Yeah, they're sweet though, but I can't think of. It's not giving me the name. Give me the name. What's the name of them? Cooks & Co. Sweetie Drop red peppers in brine.
Yeah, Sweetie Drops. That's what I'm seeing as well. Sweetie Drops is quite a cutesy name. Sweetie Drops. Yeah, maybe I'll try and grow some Sweetie peppers. But that's it now. I'll be growing these things for months, and then I'll give one to you, and you'll be like, "That's not it." I'll be like, "God damn it! Got a forest of these fucking things."
They put them on pizzas, which is really nice.
Okay, all right.
They have they're sweet, but then they have the pepper kick, which is nice.
Yeah, I like that, man. I've got chili peppers and feckin' strawberries. I was like, that something spicy and strawberry together would be a good taste, I think, like a jam or something. Yeah, maybe I should make chili strawberry jam. Again, not so powerful that you blows your fucking face off, but I think that could
make jam, or is it jam, or is it chutney, whichever one.
I don't know. Does the chutney has to have something pickled in it? Am I right?
I don't know, Alan. Don't get technical about it. I'm just saying. Sorry.
Hey man, you're the one asking these questions. All right.
I'll give up.
Chutney versus jam. Let's check this out. All right, jam versus chutney. 6 differences. Okay, Foodiosity. You're pretty convinced. Chutney is a wide term used for many Indian sauces. Okay, how does that help me? Jam is sweeter than chutney. Okay. Chutney has many spices and flavors, so chutneys are going to be more complicated. Okay. Jam is the dessert. Excuse me, I'll have jam whenever I damn please. In the middle of dinner, I'll have some. Chutney is made for savory dishes. That's true, I suppose. You do normally put chutney with savory stuff more. You wouldn't bang a load of chutney on your ice cream.
No.
Suppose you wouldn't put jam on your ice cream either, but you know what I'm saying. Jams last much longer than chutney. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting now we're the rubber's hitting the road. Can you turn jam into chutney? Step 1, get yourself a magic tiger's tooth. What? It's like alchemy. Dash of vinegar. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like in general chutneys are less sweet going than jams. Jams are nearly always sweety stuff, which I suppose
sweetie,
is true.
Sweetie.
Oh, my brain, dude. What the fuck?
Oh, the joys.
With spicy stuff with me, it's I can do either way. Okay, most of the time I like to have reasonable amounts of spice, and I sometimes I do like eating something that's so spicy that I can't even fucking breathe. You know, that's how you
but
know.
then does that not hurt your ass the next day?
I mean, it does, but it's a price to be paid. You know what I mean?
There's nothing worse than having a fiery crack.
No, I disagree. Firstly, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. You're doing all right. That definitely doesn't even crack my top 10.
Than having a fiery crack or having fiery freaking diarrhea. Like those two things.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're just like, get it out of me, and it's like, okay, like, you know, like fill my rough.
I don't know why I decided now to eat a biscuit. That was a fucking great decision on my part. Oh my god.
Flaming ass. You'd be flaming hot, buddy. Yeah, so it's weird.
La. Weird. In Chinese they say la PR, which means a spicy asshole, which I like that, you know. I like that they go to the hole. They're like, don't worry about the cheeks. This is where the danger is, you know, spicy asshole.
Fiery ring. A ring of fire.
Ring of fire. The ring of fire.
Is that what they were singing about? No?
That was Johnny Cash was singing. That was what he was singing.
Was he singing about a butthole? Or was he singing about the actual, like, lighting an actual, like, hula hoop on fire?
Well, if I remember correctly, the lyrics go, "I fell into a burning ring of fire." So, if that's not a metaphor, then that's, you know, wow, man, that's a hell of an afternoon. Bung ba bung ba bung 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 bung. Nice,
but it's possible because just like when men cheat and then they're like, oh, I didn't mean to, like it was a mistake. What did you trip and fall inside her? Like, hello. So he could have tripped and fell inside a ring of fire.
Fell into a that's right. That's unfortunate, man. That's a real unfortunate. You know, whoa, who put that banana skin there? And then bang, head first up an arse. The I do think no. You see, I don't. Yeah, you're right though. Diarrhea, it's never great. But if it's spicy food, that's bad. You know what I mean? Because there's no, you know, the problem with diarrhea is you're just like, when does it end? You know? Because like, see, that's the thing. So if you eat, what I'm saying is, if you eat some crazy spicy dinner, and if you don't have diarrhea, but the next day you're just like, you know, it's time to pay, it's time to go to shit purgatory. But you're like, okay, I'm just gonna get it done, and that's it. You know, there's barriers to it, and then you finish. You know when you take one of those shits and you're just like, afterwards you're like, it's done, it's finished with, but I gotta sit down for a while. You know what I mean? You can't be like, and now to go for a jog. Nope. It's like, you know, it's done, but at the same time you're just like, just give me, I just need like 10 or 15 minutes just to get
just to collect yourself,
just to get things back to normal, get back to, you know what I mean? Like if someone was just like, hey, I got to talk to you about something important, you'd be like, I not right now, give me like,
I need to set it myself again because I felt like I gave birth to a house.
That's it, you know. Your body is coursing with adrenaline, like you've just, you know, ejected from a plane or something, you know, or just escaped some kind of crazy car crash. Just like, give me a second. It's brutal. But if it's contained, so to speak, if you know, okay, that's the end of it, then I don't mind that. I'll pay that cost. Because there's something good about, there's something great about eating something that's so crazy spicy that you just can't. That's how I know if something's really spicy. I start to, like, my hearing starts to go. You get like a ringing in your ears. If your ears aren't ringing while you're eating it, it's not spicy.
Wow.
But that's too much. I mean, that is at the point where you can no longer taste it.
I hate when you get the hiccups.
Oh, that's no good. That's no
and it's
good.
just like, it just ruins everything, and you're like, why did I eat that?
Yeah, man.
That jalapeno, why? Yeah. Done it many a times, and I'm like, why did I do it? Why? And then, never learn. Do it again. Yeah.
But where do you think? Because like Irish people cannot eat spicy food at all. I mean, it's hilarious. It's hilarious how low their tolerance is. It's, there's a thing where they're like, oh, white people can't eat spicy food as spicy as, like, Indian and Pakistani, whatever it is, people. Mm-hmm. But like Irish people, it's not even on the same planet. You know what I mean? It's so, if you get like, if there's an item on a menu here and it says spicy or like something like that next to it, mm-hmm. It's laughable, man. It's actually, it's a shame. It's national. It makes me ashamed to be from this pussy ass non-spicy eating country. It's amazing how low the tolerance is.
If they say spicy in Ireland, do they just mean that it's seasoned?
That basically, yeah. Basically. That's it. There's something other than salt on there. Whoa, watch out. But in terms of black people, Chanel, do you think that there's a higher or lower spice tolerance to white people in the UK, or do you think it's kind of the same? Is there, you know what I mean? I don't know, because I mean, like Caribbean food isn't mad spicy or anything, is it? It's not like, Do you think there's any difference, or are you the same?
There's a difference in the sense that white people don't know how to season food. Not all.
Yeah.
But a majority.
No,
I think that comes down to the fact of that if they say, oh, that's really spicy, you're like, just use black pepper, love. So not really.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like.
Interesting.
I don't know. Because my mum, I would say to her, like, you're not really black, are you? Because I can use black pepper. And then she'd be like, oh, it's got a kick in it. It's got a kick. And I'm like,
okay, all right. Okay.
I'm going to revoke your black card because I don't understand how you can't take black pepper in there. But I like stuff. I would say my spice level is normal. But
but you say that about everything now. Everything's normal if you can do it, isn't it? How fast can you run? Normal. About normal. How tall are you? Normalish. I'm a normal height. It's just a Chanel frame of reference.
Because it depends. Because, like, for instance, if you go with, let's go with curry goat, right?
Okay.
Some people will make curry goat and it will be like, I would say it'd be proper spicy. Like, it will give you that kick in the back of your throat and you'll be like, sniffing.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, like, wow. But then some people make it where it's just got that nice little undertone and you're like, oh, this is nice. Some people will make it where there's nothing in it. Like, it will taste really nicely seasoned, but there's no pepper to it. So I don't know. It's like, it all depends on your palate, I really do think. But
it's more varied is what you're saying.
And I prefer the little kick to it compared to it being like nose dripping. Yeah. Like, I don't like that. Nose dripping.
So you're saying there's not a massive, it's more variance, across everybody.
Yeah. And I think also with jerk chicken, you can get it where it's like knock your face off.
Spicy. I have had a jerk chicken a couple of times where I was like, oh yeah, this is
right. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, I want to enjoy the chicken, but I can't because it's killing me. Yeah.
I like it. I love it.
But then you get somewhere literally is like I said, it'll just have that nice thing, and then they put the sauce on it, and then you're like, it's perfect.
Nice.
And then it's enjoyable. Like, I don't understand how you could have something that has no seasoning on it, especially if it's meat.
Yes,
it's not battered, and even if it is battered, the batter needs a bit of seasoning in it, so it's not like
I know what you're saying.
Bland as fuck. It needs flavor. So like even just a bit of salt and pepper goes a long way.
Yeah, I tend to agree. All right. Yeah.
That's why I don't understand how you like. You probably would be able to eat something a lot more hotter than me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know whether that's just sheer punishment or what, but I don't know.
There's definitely I mean, there's two things going on. There's one that I'm get to where it's like, again, like we were saying before, people have different like sensitivities. So some people are real sensitive. So if you eat to the point, like where we said, even if you season something, they're like, oh, it's spicy. And you're like, no, it's not, it's just seasoned. But maybe to them, you know, their tongue's going cuckoo bananas. Like me, I obviously have the tongue of like a dead man. So like I need a lot of input to like get that sensory stuff. So I can eat something really, really spicy. And I'm just like, oh, it's not bad. It's still relatively mild to me. But there is a second level I go to where I am just doing it for almost like sadism. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, it's just, you know, sometimes you're exercising, you're like, yeah, this is good, I feel good. And then sometimes you're just like, you know, I'm just going to do an extra mile just because I want to hurt myself.
That's just you.
That's just me. That's just me.
And I think it must be down to the individual, because I'm just thinking like, as I'm thinking about it, I was thinking like, could be obviously cultural and blah, blah. Then I was like, actually, no.
I'm sure it plays in to some extent, but...
Some of it, but then I'm thinking, no, because my mum doesn't like spicy stuff. But yes, she seasons her food. But when it comes to spice-wise, I knew I had to be eating outside of my house to get the spiciness. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And like, I will have a hot pepper sauce in here. My mum would not be like...
just smuggling it in. Just, you get a fucking bottle of Tabasco sauce under your jacket. Chanel, where were you? Nowhere, Mum, nowhere. Were you out down to the takeaway again? Where are you? No, it's not what it looks like. What's under your jacket? No! Oh, disgrace.
There's nothing here. But yeah, like I didn't grow up that way, but
let me smell your breath. Oh, jalapenos. We're disowning you. Get out of the house.
What's that on your lip? That's just pepper. But yeah, I just yes, I think it is probably down to the person's taste palette, to be fair.
Yup. Yeah. I think it's true, but then presumably as well, there's probably, you know, because of genotypes and things like that, there probably are generalities across groups, and then there's culture and stuff like that. But when you break it down on any, you know, that's not, it's like anything. It's like there are norms across groups, but that doesn't actually tell you anything about an individual. Like that individual doesn't necessarily conform to any of those norms. You know what I mean? So that's it. So there are some Irish people out there like me who do like really, really spicy things. But there's not many of us. We're a dying breed. I'm like, this is the business genius of Alan Byrne. I've set up a business growing fucking chili peppers in the one country where nobody fucking wants them. You know what I mean? I think for my next one, I'm gonna set up a brewery in Islamabad or some. You know what I mean? What else? What other products that are completely useless can I bring to people who don't want them?
What is the Irish national dish, by the way? What is it?
Potatoes, isn't it? No, I mean I don't think we really have a. I got you, did it? No potatoes. That's our national dish. No potatoes. That's a good.
I was thinking to myself, I didn't say like what's their like national vegetable or something. I'm like, what's your actual dish? Like
roasted leprechaun. No.
Like what the English dish is curry, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's.
Or bangers and mash is like a.
I suppose bangers and mash
fish and chips.
Yeah.
Fish and chips, bangers and mash, and like
the same shit.
Curry,
here,
realistically, but yeah, I think those are our national kind of like dishes.
It is, yeah. I mean, I don't think. I mean, Ireland's the same, man. Meat and vegetables, fucking bacon and cabbage, man. Bacon and cabbage.
Is that it? There's no like good old name for it or anything like.
There's no, I don't think so.
Sad.
I mean,
Alan.
It's not.
It's sad.
Oh well, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't keep me up at night. But there'll be some culinary expert now who said, Alan, goo beans. How have you forgotten about goo beans? That's just pig feet, you know. But I mean, I was like, that's not. Every culture has that, man. Fucking, that's just called being poor.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself,
that's
like,
it's not like.
Jamaica has like ackee and saltfish, you know, like curry goat. bun and cheese, like, and then I'm like, okay, Barbados has like souse, which is, and then they
what
have
is that? What is that? Souse?
It's like it's pig, but it's like pickled kind of like pig, and it's grey. And
that's not,
it looks like
not the traditional color.
It looks like someone threw it up and then left it in a corner.
Okay.
And then went, oh guys, guess what I've got?
Guess what I forgot about from 2 weeks ago? Wow.
Yeah.
Great pickled pig.
Yeah, every time I've looked at it, I've been like,
fucking hell, man.
That's not going in my body.
Bacon and cabbage is starting to sound pretty good. No offense, Barbados.
Yeah, that is just and then they have macaroni, like they have macaroni pie, but it's not really a pie kind of thing. And then flying fish. I think that's it. That's coming to my head.
You catch them in your mouth.
Yeah, flying fish. I think Irish stew.
I mean stew, yeah, right. But I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, but that's your national dish. It's a stew, for fuck's sakes, right? You're like, bacon and cabbage, like.
Yeah, but
stew, Alan. Just like the Scottish is haggis, like.
Yeah,
you know?
but I'm just saying, like, okay, Irish stew, but I mean, like, every country has stew. Stew is just a pot of shit, isn't it? That's like saying pot stuff in a pot. You know what I mean? It's not great. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! But
stew, that's just. But I mean, I think that says it all, really, doesn't it? It's like our national dish is just whatever's left boiled.
Of mutton. It says mutton, potatoes, onions.
That's not necessarily the case, though. But yeah,
you know, just saying. But that's what it says here. You should know this, Alan.
Stew. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize.
Shame on you, Alan.
Just I'll hang my head in shame. That's it. Well, roast snake until St. Patrick's threw them all out. We were all like, what are we going to eat now? Bacon, look at this. On this list from the Oprah magazine, and if there's one person who I trust as an authority on Irish cuisine, it's Oprah. Number 1 on this list is bacon and cabbage. So how's that? And Irish soda bread. Come on, man. And then Irish stew is number 3 on this list. Okay. Irish coffee is number 4. That's it. There you go. That says it all. But we've got 3 dishes and then we start fucking drinking. You know what I mean? You go to Thailand or something, they got a list of 4,000 specialties. We were just like stew, bacon and cabbage. What else do we have left? Oh, there's some bread as well. And then let's get fucking pissed. That's the national cuisine.
Oh, days.
But I will say though, I mean the food here, the quality of the food here is very good. You know what I mean? It is, you get because it's all grass fed and all the meat. I've eaten more meat since I came back here because it is of a higher quality. But I go through different kicks. I went through a whole vegan vegetarian-y stage, and now I'm kind of more of a meat eater. Back to that again. So I don't know. But biscuits remain.
Oh, do you know what I had the other day was bought like a biscuit variety pack, and they had what are they called? The biscuit where it's got like the jam thing in the middle.
Oh yes, I
the
do.
Chewy bit, and I forgot about how great they were.
Yeah.
So I had a cup of tea, non-dairy tea, as you do, and I dunked it. And the chewiness was just out of this world.
Well, if you get...
And now I understand, like, Jammy Dodgers, I get it. I remember went back into time, and I was like, now I'm hooked. And then Mum bought me a pack. She did me dirty because she bought me a pack.
What?
And I ate the whole pack.
Oh, how is that her doing you dirty?
Because
you ate the whole fucking pack?
Yeah, I didn't even leave her not one. I was like,
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. And every time you take another one out,
it was just a sleeve. It was a single sleeve. That doesn't even count.
Yeah, but it was like it wasn't just one, like there was double,
It was like it was like a family pack. It was like a Christmas tin the size of a press.
The fact is, I wish it was. but that would have
Dude,
been
they
even
are
worse.
good though.
Yeah.
What Jammy Dodgers, isn't it? Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah.
they're good. But you see, you're
But
right.
before
If you
they were
dunk
Jammy
it,
Dodgers. What are they called though? Because they were before Jammy Dodgers came out. There was just these biscuits with the jam inside.
it's just like that thing, when the biscuits, you know what they are, but you don't know what the name is, right? The only biscuit I know the name of is like a bourbon. Is that what it's called? Those chocolate sticky ones.
Yeah.
Bourbons.
They're the ones that like when you don't have chocolate in your house, but you really want a chocolate fix.
Right. They're like
you eat those biscuits.
I feel like if someone was trying to get off chocolate, that's like the methadone chocolate. You know what I mean? You just like it's not. Oh God damn it! God, I miss being chocolate high.
And they don't actually have. They're actually vegan.
No, really?
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Vegan bourbons.
They don't have dairy in them. They use.
And what about these Jammy Dodgers? Isn't there cream in them sometimes as well? Not cream, but some kind of.
I thought there was, but there wasn't none in these. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was like waiting for the cream thing, and I was like, no, it's not.
Maybe that's another version of them or whatever. That is, they are one of the best biscuits because they got that chewy center in them. Yeah, they are good. They got very good. We got some good biscuits here as well. Meccano's, they're good. What's these ones called again? Oh, I've forgotten their names. Yeah, some good biscuits over here. I'll send you some, but maybe they'll kill you. I mean, always not. It will make you sick. Maybe you shit your pants. No. Then you'll be like, Alan, I can't do the Skype call for another 15 minutes because I ate one of your biscuits and I just need time. I need time to recover, to recuperate.
Do you know, it's so weird that like something that is part of your body getting rid of waste and stuff.
It is.
But the way it can be like so like soul shaking. Like, you ever like needed to really go because you've got like, I'm gonna get graphic now, when you literally have like shit, air, shit, right?
Sure.
So that air in between is literally like ramming its way out your ass, and you're literally just like, oh my God, it needs to come out. Oh my God, I think I'm gonna shit my pants.
Yeah.
And it's just air. And then once you literally get in the toilet, first thing is just like plop. And then you're like, oh, good again. What the fuck?
That was, yeah. Sometimes you just like, hey, yo, I'm in here. I ducked out of whatever I was doing for this. Sometimes I get annoyed. Then I'm like, what was this? This is a whole waste of time. This couldn't have waited. You know what I mean?
Had you sweating up a storm like a freaking cat on a hot tin roof, like I can't focus, and then it was anticlimactic, you know?
It is funny. It is funny, the old shitting. Because if you get a good shit, or not a good shit, we'll say if you have a serious earth-shattering shit, afterwards you do feel, like I was saying, you feel a little bit out of sorts, the same way you feel like when you've just received incredibly bad news. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, sir, you've got, terminal cancer. Oh God, I need to sit down. It's the same feeling, That must actually, there we go. We just found a reason why you should be eating incredibly spicy food at least 1 or 2 times a year, so that you just have soul-shaking, earth-shattering shits, so that you're prepared. Because then, see, now when someone comes to me and says, you've only got 48 hours to live, I'll just go, oh, this isn't actually as bad a feeling as the last shit I took. This is actually fine. It's like it's preparing you for bad news. That's it.
Oh, OMG. Okay.
Doctor's like, you're taking this very well. You must eat a lot of spicy food. And I'm like, I run my own chili farm. And he's like, holy moly. Well, not for much longer, but congratulations. Yeehaw! That's all we do, human beings. We just consume resources and expel waste, Chanel. Yeah. That's what we do. Well,
how did you know? Like, how long does it take for chewing gum to pass through your system?
You're asking for a friend, are you?
No, because when you realize that you've believed something for so long, but not It's not an active belief, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yes, I do know.
Right. So speaking to my nephew the other day, and he was like, he swallowed chewing gum, whatever. I was like, what? I was like, you know, it's gonna take ages for that to pass through you. Yeah. And then he was like, no, that's a myth.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, it's a myth. I was like, really? I was like, who told you that? And he was like, I saw it online. I was like, yeah, I think I need some actual proper facts. I need to see it for myself. You know what I mean?
Let's check this out.
And when I Googled it, it was like, yeah, that's a myth. So they've basically been lying to us like for years. And it goes through you just like normal food does.
Same as anything else.
It will come out whole because your body cannot break it down.
Right, it can't digest it.
Yeah, so it literally will come out whole. It doesn't take long.
I suppose it's just one of those things where your parents are telling you that so you don't swallow loads of chewing gum. But then why not swallow chewing gum?
Like just the fact that it can't break it down, and maybe you don't want to have a chewy shit. I have no idea. But
I mean, it would be awful if it got stuck to your arsehole. But I mean, you know, because you ever get chewing gum stuck in your hair or stuck on a bit of clothes. Do you ever have a bit of chewing gum that gets stuck to, like, you had it in a piece of paper in your pocket and now it's stuck to your clothes and it gets mangled on there? There was something I pulled out the washing machine, my tracksuit thing the other day. And I was like, no, man, because you can't, because now you got the fucking, now if you want to wash this thing again, if I put it in with a bunch of other clothes, the chewing gum is just, it's going to migrate onto them as well, isn't it? Just moving from item to item. And then you're like, oh, it's gone off the fucking tracksuit, nice. And then I put my sock on and it's like, guess who's back? You know, no. Fucking. So then you got to wash it by itself, I guess, to get rid of it. But even then, it doesn't work. There's that thing, I don't know, maybe this is a myth as well. Ask your fucking, what was it, your nephew, was it? I started asking him that if you put it in a freezer, you could freeze it off and then like break it off with a hammer.
Yeah, that works.
Does that work? Okay. All right. Maybe I'll do that.
But it has to be like, it can't be, you know, like sometimes where it's kind of like stringy and then it's kind of got meshed into like the fabric. Yeah, then no, because I've had that once when I used to get public transport. And I sat chewing gum and I was like, I didn't realize it was my work towels. I was like,
that's no good, dude.
And I put it in the freezer and then only some came off because some of it was actually like melted into the actual.
Squished into it. Yeah. That sucks, dude. That sucks. There's no. Someone else's gum. Yuck. I picked up.
I've actually sat in someone else. Someone had peed the seat and I actually sat in it. On a bus.
Pete pissed on the seat and you sat. Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst.
I'm so glad I was going home.
And like, hang on. So wait, so you sit down on this chair, you sit there, like, is it the instant realization of, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake? Or are we talking 10, 15, 20 minutes later of like, it's kind of warm in here?
I was like, I got off because it was warm, because it was at the back of the bus where the engine is.
Yes, the piss reheating effects of the engine, just keeping all of the bus piss a nice ambient temperature.
Right. So, and I had it actually because I had my coat on. It was winter time, so my coat. I sat on my coat, and then I'll see that. But then it had actually like soaked through. So obviously it took a while, and the bus journey wasn't that long, but long enough for it to actually get through. I felt so. Oh my god! I scrubbed.
This must have been a lot of piss. This got through your jacket. This soaked through your jacket to your pants. I mean, Chanel, don't. But I mean, this must have been a puddle of piss you sat in.
It was one of those thick back seats. It was a thick back seat, and I'm just like,
this must have been like an inflatable swimming pool of piss you jumped into.
And literally, I'm thinking to myself, did that person just do it? How long had it been? I have no idea.
Not sure. Oh my gosh.
Couldn't tell you. And literally, like, I was like, you're like, hold on. So by the time I'm thinking, hold on, why does it feel wet? And I was thinking, oh, maybe it's from the because it was so cold outside.
Yeah.
Like, okay, right, and then I'm like, no, this doesn't feel right. It's like, well, I'm getting off like next stop now. Like, and then I'm like,
But how did you know it was piss, Chanel? Could have just been Coca-Cola, water. How did you? What was the part where you like? Did your brain jump straight to piss? Did you stink like piss?
No, it had to have been. It had to have been pee. It couldn't have. It had to have been pee.
Why couldn't it have just been water or something?
No, it had to have been pee. It had to have been pee. I don't care. It had to have been pee.
Hey man, I'm not challenging you. I just know in my brain I would be looking for every fucking possible way that this is not me sitting in it.
I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. It was like, like when in those movies and they're like, I just don't feel clean. It's like one of those ones rocking the bath back and forth with my legs. Yeah, it's one of those
rocking
ones.
in the bathtub, and that's it.
Felt
then you put
so
it in
violated.
You put it. That's there's nothing worse than getting someone else's detritus on you. It's not great. It's not a great look.
And now you see why I hate public transport so much. I don't have luck on public transport.
Yeah, well, that's up there in the unlucky front. All right.
Like, I've sat in chewing gum. I've sat in piss. I've been held, like, not ransom, but like accosted by a mentally unstable man wanting to sleep on my shoulder.
This is just the one bus journey. This I just imagine you going from seat to seat. You're like, nah, finally got away from the mentally deranged guy. Oh shit, chewing gum. Oh, let me move back here. Oh no, I'm in a swimming pool of piss. It's all starting. Finally, Chanel, your dislike of public transport. It's finally the pieces are starting to fall into place. To start with, I'm like, Chanel's kind of uptight about that. And I'm like, wow, man, no, she's not.
No,
not with all of the trauma you've.
Yeah, like bad breath, body odor, bees. Like.
Oh yeah, they say. Yeah. I'm thinking I might get some bees, but I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. But I was like, and now there's neighbors next door, so I'm like. That was this is actually good. I forgot about this. Okay. Like because if you don't have bees, you have to like pollinate the flowers yourself, sort of. They sort of self-pollinate as well, so you don't really need to. But best pollination results are gotten by bees. So I was like, maybe, and my friend Mad Dennis, he's got bees. So I was like, maybe I'll get some bees, have myself like a little hive, produce some honey. Chili honey. That's interesting. And I wonder if you don't really see, if you stick, like I'm wondering if you stick a bunch of chilies into some honey, does it become chili honey or does that just not happen? I wonder. You know what I mean? I wonder, can you flavor stuff like that? That could be good. Although probably would make the bees very angry. You ruined our honey. We wanted it to be sweet. Tastes like a fucking inferno. The queen's all annoyed at me. What are you doing? Just a swarm chasing me down the road. But I was like, if I got a beehive, right? My man Dennis can hook me up. Crazy Dennis can hook me up. And then, well, number one, I could get honey out of it, which would be cool. Number two, it could pollinate all the flowers and stuff, which would be cool. But I'm like, I have neighbors now. I'm like, is it neighborly to get bees? Do you know what I mean? Is that kind of like, because it's not even like getting a Rottweiler or something. Like if I get some crazy dangerous dog, I got it on a chain, it's in my yard. Whereas the bees are off the chain in all senses. You know what I mean? They could just fly over, sting my neighbor's little daughter in the eyeball. And then they're looking at me like, holding their poor child and being like, you did this to us. You brought the bees. I don't know. Is it unneighborly for me to get bees? How would you feel if your neighbor got a bunch of bees? Huh?
That's not going to happen.
Unless you do it first.
No, I don't like things that fly. I don't like things that fly.
What, you don't like birds even?
They fly.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind looking at them.
What about airplanes? No! Yeah, overhead. You don't like anything flappy in the air. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, like I don't mind like looking like, oh yeah, they're cute, oh they're pretty, like, because the neighbors have got like the bird feeders and stuff, so look out the window and you feel like, oh yeah, it's nice, and listening to them and stuff. But like insects and stuff, I don't. No.
All right, so you're anti me getting bees, so Chanel. So if I have bees, you're not going to come visit me if I get bees. Excellent. I got 400 of them. I got but you see, but they're like the birds, you know, you wouldn't even notice them. They're just in the back doing their thing. You know, it's not like
and
they
that
come
buzzing noise.
Damn. All right. But that's just okay. So I can't ask you so because you got bee phobia. So I gotta ask somebody who's not.
Yeah, somebody who doesn't.
And I do like my new neighbors. The people who moved in just the other day, they actually seem like very nice people. So if they were assholes, I'd be like, let's get some hornets in here. Alan, they don't even make honey. Yeah, but let's just see. Let's just see what happens. Got any scorpions? Yeah, bring them in. Throw a few of them in there. Build a little runway that goes up to the next door garden, like a little path they can go along. Yeah. So part of me really wants.
They do have chili honey. That's the thing.
Shit, yeah, dude, that could be it. Could be making that. Damn. Of course, I suppose I could always just get honey off Mad Bee Dennis, and then like use his honey. That way, I don't have to have bees. But then it's the whole pollination thing is the thing I'm interested in.
But so then wouldn't bees just naturally come to?
Well, it's because they're in a greenhouse. You will get some bees trying to get in, but you're not going to get a load of them. You know what I mean? You want to have quite a few, really. I don't think, because they can't really smell the pollen, see the flowers. I don't know, because they're covered up. Whereas if you had bees nearby, then you could train the bees to know where to go. You know what I mean? Scoop up a few bees, bring them into the place, and then they're like, oh yeah. You know what I found you can buy? I'm like, how does this work? You can buy like one-way bee doors that are like the bee can get in, but it can't get out again. So, or vice versa, right? So if you got a greenhouse that you want to pollinate, right? You just turn the bee door so they can't get out, and then they do all their bee stuff, and then you take the hive box out of the greenhouse, and then you open the bee door, and it's a one-way bee door, so all the bees, when they're going home, they're like, oh, I'll be back in a minute. And then they go out the bee door, and then when they come back, they can't get in. The bouncer's like, no way, can't come in, bees. And they're like, I was just in there. My friends are still in there. It's like, not tonight, bees. And they can't get back in. And then eventually, because they're so the bees, they all just leave. And then none of them can get back in. Oh, no. And then you can harvest all your stuff without being worried about bees. But I'm like, what's inside that little gizmo that makes I am obviously imagine a giant bee bouncer. But I think,
a bee door.
It's a one-way bee door. You kind of like the bees. I'm like, why am I building doors for these fucking guys? Haven't they been building their own hives for hundreds of years? Now all of a sudden I've got to. But basically, if you're a beekeeper, you're basically the landlord, aren't you? And the bees are like, there's a problem with the washing machine. It's your responsibility. And you're like, oh, fucking bees. You're the bee. But then they pay you in rent, and the rent is the honey. They pay you in sweet, sweet honey rent. And you're like, bees, give me my honey, or I'll throw you out into the snow. Oh, please, we just need one more month. Bees. I do like the look of this bee door knocker. God, there's a lot of them. Yeah, it's fun. Some stuff that some stuff's made in China. Like occasionally you're like, wow, that's such a unique, strange item. And you're like, there's 400 different sellers all selling bee knockers. I'm like, how big is the bee door knocker market that there's 7 different companies in Guangzhou producing these things? We just can't make them fast enough. So sometimes you wonder, like, have you tried from these other sellers? And there's 14 other people making bee door knockers. You're like, Jesus Christ, man. The world, I do not understand the economy. How is this a business? Weird. You know what I mean?
Very weird.
Anyway, all I'm saying is if I want to get a bee door knocker, I got to start keeping bees, because you can't have a bee door knocker unless you're a beekeeper, because otherwise I think that just people are like, what's with the bee?
Alan, have you painted your fingernails?
No, it's I painted the front gates. So I got paint all over my hands. But yeah, it does look like actually, and do you know what it was the other day? I kept what was it? I kept seeing it and thinking that I had what was it? I thought I still had paint on me or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I painted the front gates the other day and I just got, it just got covered again. But this stuff doesn't really come off. Like the indoor paint is all water soluble. Whereas this stuff, when it dries, it doesn't really come off. So the problem is it's coming off. That's it. It's coming off in bits and pieces. So I'll have a shower and most of it's come off, but then I'll find like little white flecks on me, look like I got dandruff or something. Looks good.
I was thinking, wow, like, did you get bored?
That's it. I am very bored, but I have not yet got to the stage where I'm like painting my own fingernails bored. Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It reminds me of like the days of Tipex.
Tipex fingernail painting. Yeah. Dude, you'd be doing that in class and the teacher's like, are you paying attention? You're like, yeah, I am. Yeah. Just doing a little Tipex henna tattoo on my hand. Just giving myself blood poisoning because geography is so fucking boring. And just like I used to always draw on myself.
Glue. PVA glue was the best one.
Dude, I got some
PVA and then peel it off.
Dude, and then you like peel like you're like the snake person. Oh, I am the snake man. Or like, you're like, oh, really, snake man? Well, you're gonna be. I hope all that snake man skills are really useful when you can't get a job. You fucking asshole. I used PVA glue yesterday. I was making these little models. I got these little models that I think are gonna work for the other room because I'm gonna base it on The Prisoner, which is a TV show from the 1960s. And I was looking on these the Prisoner fan websites, which are hilarious. Anything with fans is always, especially if it's like Star Wars fans, like there's billions of them, right? So they have conventions and that's not that interesting. But like fans of like very small niche weird stuff, that's when it gets interesting because it's just like, they have like little fans, they're just obsessed with it. It's great. And so there was little models that you could build. So I was like, come on, man, let me get some of these. Let's see what they're like. I haven't done any of that kind of, like crafty stuff in forever. So I made up a couple of these little models and you had to paint them with like PVA glue and stuff. So I've used PVA glue and I have a bottle of it downstairs. I was like, man, I haven't used this since school basically.
And you didn't paint your hands?
But I didn't paint my hands, no. But it did, some of it got on there and I peeled it off and I did think, yes, the good old days of snake skinning. Blah, blah, blah. A snake skin key ring. Snake skin. See, no one wants snake skin because that's for free. You don't have to kill it or chop its hand off to get a snake skin, I used to have a pet snake.
I have hands.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying. Tail. Oh, you got me. I used to have a snake shed its skin. It's gross. It's weird. Thank God we don't do that. Can you imagine? Imagine if you just shed your skin.
We kind of do.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though. There's a difference between like a bit of skin here, a bit of skin here, there, and a giant half see-through fucking version of Chanel just like in the corner. Like that. And your hair bow is like on it because you're like, where's that go? Oh, it must have come off when my skin came off, just sitting there. How terrifying, man.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
It would be kind of cool. Take pictures with it. Hey, it's my twin.
Yeah.
It's my twin, Alan, twin brother. Just because it'd be like kind of see-through, like I don't know. They used to always do that with toys. They'd have like a see-through version of the toy or something, kind of like glass man, kind of like you just sort of see through. Oh God, weird. But snakes do it because they're getting bigger all the time, right? They're always getting bigger for their whole lives, I think.
Is it?
I believe so, yeah.
Is this an Alan fact again?
I don't know if this is an Alan fact or a real fact. Wait, why am I fucking... all my facts are real. Why the... you tricked me. Just terminology. Alan facts are just facts. I'm not mansplaining, I'm just explaining. God damn it. It's tricking me. Well, I always thought it was the case that they were always getting bigger. Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe they reach a maximum size and that's just the way they do it. Fucking some bullshit evolution there, isn't it, man? Just do it like we do. Leave bits and pieces here and there. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, but we mainly only do that when we go on holiday. Like,
you mainly only shed skin when you go on holiday. You mean because
like,
of sunburn?
when you've been on holiday, right. So I don't know if this happens for you, but when I get a tan, I'll come back and then my skin will peel.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, get back to you, and so that's when you actually like shed some sort of like more skin than you would normally do.
More than your normal few flakes. A few flakes. Yeah, that's true. That's funny. That's not as fun then, though. I always find that a bit gross. You know, when you get skin coming off and like lumps. It's just kind of like, I haven't, but I don't sunburn very easy. I don't think. But I think the key was you want to be going in and out. You know, that's always my strategy. I'm going out in the shadow for a bit, and then come out again. You know, in and out, and then that way you just get suntan but not sunburnt too much or something. I don't know. That's my strategy.
I think I've only ever been sunburnt like once in my life.
Was it bad, or was it? I don't think I've ever gotten. No, I suppose I have once or twice gotten really badly sunburnt, but
it was. I didn't realize. I was like, and then I think it was just my shoulders. But then my friend, she was lighter than me, and she got burnt, mate. Like, she decided to bring factor. I think stupid, like it was like factor 5 or something really ridiculous, right? And I must have had like, mom was like, you must always take sun cream, whatever. And I must have had like factor 50 or something.
Yeah.
And she's there like, oh yeah, so I've just got this factor because I really want to get a tan, blah blah. She was burnt red raw, mate. And I was just like,
it's the worst,
I'm darker than you, and I've got my factor 50. But she got burnt to shit, mate. And I was just like, oh. That was fun. But yeah, she was.
It's an awful feeling, man. That like needly sore just that sore feeling, and it's the worst, dude. It's the worst.
It's only been once I've actually like burned, and then I've had where it was the heat rash.
Yeah,
that was I thought, heat rash is like, okay, yeah, little few bumps, whatever. But it was so bad, like it was sore. It was just, it was the worst thing ever. And it wasn't like, can I just have that and then be going home? No, I have to try and keep it dry. I'm in a fucking hot country. Yeah, it's really going to work out, innit? Like,
yeah, just don't sweat and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm blinking and I'm sweating. Like, yeah, that was the worst. But
that's no good.
I don't really burn, which is a good thing.
Yeah, well, it's funny. You'd think I would with my pale self, but I think I just but I'm not. I suppose I'm not really a beachy person either. You know what I mean? I can't. Just some people are beach people. I never feel relaxed on a beach. You know, I find it very hard to relax. I'm not like self-conscious or something. I'm like, there's some like, because my brother lives in Malta, right? And like obviously it's just full of like young beach people all the time because it's like a holiday destination. So everyone's just they're out like, yeah, we're on a beach. Let's throw a ball around. Let's jump around in the water and swim and splash and be young and sexy and fun. And it's not, I'm not like self-conscious about my body or about, it's nothing to do with that. It's just, I'm like the fun of the beach. I'm just like, come on, man. I don't even.
It's sand. Sand's not fun. Sand is not fun because it's all fun and games, yeah? No, it's all fun and fucking games. When you're like, oh yeah, look, pictures look really great. Oh my God, yeah. And then you leave and then you've got sand in cracks that you didn't even know you had. Dude. And it's everywhere. You brush like this and then it springs up off your arm and gets you in the eye. It's everywhere.
You know what the worst is? Do you ever get sand in your mouth, sand in the teeth, bit of sand on your tooth? Oh dude, it's the worst. Go for it. You go to eat something, you get a sandwich. That's the last. If I'm on a beach, someone's like, we've brought food. And I'm like, all right, okay, at least food is here. And then I chomp into it and it's the sand. Then I'm like, I'm out. Fuck you guys. I'm going somewhere indoors.
The sand in the eye.
Sand in the eye is the worst. Yeah, sand in the eye is bad.
And then you go and wipe your eye, and then you've got it on your.
You've got sand in your fucking hands. Ah! Just gonna throw yourself in the ocean. That's the only thing you can do. I do. I suppose if I could swim better, maybe I'd like the ocean, but I can't really swim, so I won't drown. But it's not. That's not. There's a difference between not drowning and swimming. Do you know what I mean?
You'll be fine, because when I went to Barbados, I was like, oh, I can't swim. I was like, when's the last time I don't remember. I can't swim. I haven't done this since I was a child. And then actually, once you get over the fact of like you actually making your body like this and not worrying that you're going to go that way. And I'm like, actually, no, I can swim. But I just know if you're in the sea, you better make sure that you stay behind that fucking rope, mate, because the sea will take you.
Dude, yeah. Let me tell you. Whatever, I do not think that I think my swimming is a lot worse than it ever used to be. But I definitely know that if I'm out past that, whatever the fucking the line is, man, I'll be done for. I'll just get sucked into, and everyone will be back on the beach being like do having the best fun, and I'm just gonna be sucked into oblivion. Those rapist dolphins will show up, and I'll be like, oh no, my joke has got true. In the background, everyone just having fun.
Oh my god.
Anyway, beaches. See, this is the thing, you know what? Everyone's just like, oh well, fuck coronavirus, blah blah blah. When are we ever gonna get to go on a beach holiday? And I'm just like, yes, never again. Good. No, I will visit my brother, but I'll walk on a beach. I'll walk along the beach. Did
a whole episode actually mentioning the C word.
That's right, man. That's right.
You did it.
I jinxed it. I'll just cut it out the edit. I'll just cut it out. I'll just end. Listen. We'll just end it on dolphin rape. Classic.